Hi, I'm Jeremy McGuire. I'm an account executive with Eagle Marketing Solutions. On a typical day, I'll come in and I'll check my calendar, check my appointments, prep all my stuff for those appointments, and then look at who else I can help out, and then I start my day. Clients want to know that you are there for them, even if you're just checking in and saying, hey, and how are things going? What I enjoy most about my job is the people. Not only the people that I work with here at Eagle Communications, but also the people that I get to work with out in the community and find marketing solutions that work for them.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
From the studios of Eagle Community Television, this is Community Connection. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our producer and editor of our series, Brandon Cooley, from Eagle Community Television. Today with us, Sabrina William, Director of the Management Development Center at Fort Hays State University in the Business and Entrepreneurship Department at Fort Hays State, as we talk about an upcoming program through the Management Development Center. Let's begin, if we could, about the center itself. Sabrina, tell us about it.
Absolutely. The Management Development Center, as I understand it, has been in existence since, I believe, around the mid-'80s, sort of in a part-time capacity, and they've never had a full-time director until about 3 years ago. Actually, I'm just starting my 4th year, Mike, so I'm the first full-time director they've ever had in the center. The director before myself was Dr. Leanne Brown, and she was running the center on a part-time basis, as well as still carrying, I believe, almost her full teaching load on campus. And she was really noticing that business was picking up, and a lot of Western Kansas businesses were needing assistance with consulting efforts or training and development efforts. And so she and Dean Bannister in the College of Business and Entrepreneurship wrote a grant to the Dane G. Hansen Foundation, and they were awarded a 5-year grant that allowed them to essentially start up the MDC with a full-time director. And so we're just starting our 4th year, and things are going gangbusters still.
Are you pretty well learning now? Are you in place? Are you pretty
I hope so. They usually say it takes about 3 years, right, before a startup gets off the ground and really running. So I think we're doing quite well. Numbers are up and good as far as attendance at our public workshops. And we do a lot of on-site customized trainings at local businesses throughout the state. Just last week we were in Dodge City and Garden City doing some trainings, and next week we go to Great Bend and Colby. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's an outreach program from the Management Development Center that can be very effective for people who maybe can't sign up for some of the programs.
Yeah, sometimes, for instance, our public workshop schedule, which our public workshops are held on campus at Fort Hays State University most of the time, or sometimes we're out at Sternberg. But if folks can't make those, and sometimes they like the topic that's being covered and they say, we need that for all of our employees, but we can't send all of them to a public workshop, then they'll book us to come to their place of business in their community and provide the workshop there. So.
Well, let's talk about who it serves. You've kind of touched on that a little bit, Sabrina. Who does it serve in the area? And you do have an outreach in the area.
We do. The Management Development Center's mission is really to help develop people so that they can improve their skills and help the organizations that they're associated with, whether it be through work or community organizations and that type of thing. So really, truly training and development type of things. And we serve primarily Northwest Kansas businesses. We do have some clients in Southwest Kansas and Central Kansas, but our primary focus is Northwest Kansas.
Well, our kind of focus today is going to be on the upcoming program that's going to be held with your presenter for the program. Tell us a little about the program itself, and then we'll get into it a little bit further with our guest.
Sure. We offer several public workshops throughout the semester, so we are in our summer series right now, and we have about 5 this summer, and Dr. Justin Greenleaf is going to be our facilitator or presenter for our final training of the summer session, which is on time management. We had several requests coming in from clients saying, I need some help with time management, or I need to send my employees to a time management training to help them develop some skills. And so Justin and I had a conversation, and I said, here's what I'm hearing on the street. Do you think you can help me out and put something together? And he said, of course we can do that. And so he prepared an outline and some topics we wanted to cover, sort of from a personal development standpoint. How can we improve ourselves, and that flows over then into time management. So work smarter, not harder, right?
So they tell us, yeah.
Well, that's what we're aiming for.
All right, so who can this benefit then, Sabrina?
Absolutely. Truly anyone can benefit from it, as far as frontline staff workers, or even management level type, supervisor positions and that type of thing. So it's truly going to be a really broad topic, not specific to a certain type of position, and anyone is certainly welcome to attend our public workshop.
Most any kind of business then, large or small, and most any kind, whether it serves the public or internally, working as a business.
Yep, absolutely. It's more of a personal development workshop, and so that can benefit anyone from large or small business, any type of industry.
And when is it going to be held, and how do they register?
That's a great question, Mike.
Well, thank you. I had that in my
in your
notes here.
The workshop is scheduled for Tuesday, July 25th. We are doing it from 8:30 a.m. to noon on campus at Fort Hays State University, and it's going to be in the Stauffer Lounge. People can register. Our primary mode of registration is online, and our website is www.fhsu.edu, and then /MDC, and there you can find all of our public workshops listed, and then how to register for each one.
And what about cost?
The cost is $119 to attend the 3.5-hour workshop. It is open to a 15% discount from any Chamber of Commerce members in the surrounding communities, and so we do welcome those folks to contact our office on our phone number for that 15% discount code that you'll need to enter into our online registration site.
And you've had response from throughout Western Kansas, basically, and you also offer that same discount to those chamber members in their local communities.
Absolutely, we do. I've gotten some phone calls from chamber execs in other communities noticing that we offer a 15% discount for Hays Area Chamber of Commerce members, and they said, would that apply to us as well? And I said, absolutely. If a business is supporting their local chamber, and as you know, Mike, I have some chamber roots in my background, so near and dear to my heart. So if they're supporting the local chambers and those folks in those communities, then we'll offer that discount.
All right, one more time on how do we find the registration form?
Absolutely. Online registration, or you can certainly contact our office and we can get you registered as well or help you with that. But our website is www.fhsu.edu/MDC, and there's online registration information in that. But if you want the chamber discount code, you've got to call our office to get that code first. So.
And again, she has focused right on topic.
Well, I certainly try.
Into your 4th year, it's beginning to show, Sabrina.
Yeah, I'm finally a little more comfortable, right?
Sabrina William, Director of the Management Development Center at Fort Hays State University. We'll meet the presenter of the series on time management. Dr. Greenleaf is next on our Community Connection.
When you're looking to let people know about your garage, yard, or estate sale, we are here for you. Fill out the garage sale form on HaysPost.com before noon on Wednesdays. We'll then advertise it for you free of charge on Hays Post. With our interactive maps, the buyers can follow directions right to your location. This service is brought to you by RE/MAX Pro Real Estate of Hays, Nextech Wireless, Northwestern Printers, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty of Hays, Midwest Energy, Eagle Communications, and HaysPost.com.
My name is Jeremy Burkholder, and I manage the Network Operations Center at Eagle Communications. My job at the Network Operations Center is ensuring that we've got the right members of the Eagle team involved in supporting our customers, resolving their issues, and making sure we meet their needs long term. Service to me is understanding my customers' needs and ensuring that we're meeting them, as well as ensuring they have a reliable product on a day-to-day basis. The favorite part of my job is when I get the opportunity to work with the great team we have at Eagle to exceed the customer's expectations and showing them what an employee-owned company can do.
Welcome back to our Community Connection from the studios of Eagle Community Television with the presenter of the Time Management Workshop coming up, Dr. Justin Greenleaf, Assistant Professor in Leadership Studies at Fort Hays State University. What's the main idea of your presentation, Dr. Greenleaf?
Well, Mike, the main idea of the Time Management Workshop is that we would help people work smarter and not harder. The general idea is that we want people to be able to make conscious decisions about their time that will allow them to focus on what's important and valuable to them and to their organizations.
Did Sabrina coach you on that work smarter and not harder?
It's kind of a shared theme.
Ah, okay, all right. We hear that, but the phrase itself, work smarter, not harder, is kind of hard to implement sometimes, unless you know what you're facing, isn't it?
It is, and that's one of the main reasons for the workshop, is to really explore some different strategies that range from communications strategies to personal awareness, with the hopes of improving our abilities to focus our time management efforts.
Who can benefit from this, Dr. Greenleaf?
Well, we really see that individuals, both in organizations and at home, can benefit from time management skills, and really anyone who's had a family or tried to work in an organization recognizes the importance of and the need for effective time management.
So you're talking about people in small businesses, whether they're employees or employer, larger companies, maybe even families and individuals within a family structure can benefit from this.
I think so, because we all have to figure out how we're going to manage our time and prioritize the things that we need to get done.
What's the central point of time management? What's the end accomplishment that you hope that people take away from your presentation, Dr. Greenleaf?
Well, throughout the presentation, I hope to help participants identify where they're at currently with their time management strategies. I want to offer to the participants some skills and techniques that they could use, and together with the participants, we will explore different tools and options available to them. But I recognize also that some of the participants in the workshop will have some experience in time management, and I want to spend some time working collaboratively with them to create and come up with innovative and creative solutions to tough time management obstacles that we all face.
So you're looking for input from people who will be attending the workshop and getting their expertise and their viewpoints as well then.
Absolutely. It's not going to be me just lecturing for half a day. I don't think anyone would benefit from that.
So practical experience can play a part then.
I think so, yeah. And we'll hopefully be able to pull on the collective experience of the participants. And my hope is that by the end of the workshop, they'll have an action plan for how they might improve their time management, but at least have some specific goals that they can take back to their organizations and to their communities with them.
Tell me if I'm on track here. It's been my experience that there are people who have some innate ability in time management. I mean, they're just organized, they're functioning on a daily basis, regardless of what's put before them, and other people just are scattered.
Sure.
Is that a fair statement based on a personality or a person's background or their approach?
Sure. I think that we're all different. We all have different personality styles, and there's a lot of research that's gone into personality assessment and personality styles, and so there are people who are just naturally have a tendency towards being more organized, being more efficient, having better time management, and there are some that don't. But regardless of where you fall in that continuum, we can all learn.
And if you change positions, let's say 9 to 5, you're at work, you're responsible for time management there, then you come home to the family situation, it's a different time management frame. Are there different approaches to take then?
I think so, and one of the things that we're going to talk about in the workshop is this difference between work-life balance and work-life integration, because it used to be, the old way of thinking was that you have work and then you have home, and more with the way that our society is going, we seem to see that work and life are becoming integrated. It's sort of always going, they're kind of meshing together, and so we'll talk about strategies for how we might accomplish understanding and working through this idea of work-life integration versus work-life balance.
Well, I see what you mean, because school teachers, for example, they don't leave the classroom at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 or whenever, and that's it. They're always bringing homework home, papers to grade, those type things, which has to integrate with the family. Huh? Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah. So hopefully, with the workshop and with the participants, we'll be able to identify some of the things that are challenging and help them prioritize things that will help them be successful in getting the things done that they want to.
And yet at the same time, there are jobs where you can, at 5 o'clock or whenever, shut the job off and then turn to other time management when it relates to family.
Right. And so these time management strategies that we're talking about are not black and white. It's going to depend on the person and their situation and the context that they find themselves in.
So you can present several different scenarios that might fit in with the people who will be attending the workshop then.
That's the goal.
Well, some personal experience now, since you're in a job, Leadership Studies Department. You have 3 little ones at home.
Yes.
That takes some significant time management. Are we integrating here or are we separating, Dr. Greenleaf?
Well, that's a good question, Mike, and I would hope that I'm integrating because it is the nature of my job that I get the opportunity to do things that are both on university time but also at home, and so finding that balance has been very important, and it's been something that's been a huge learning curve for me with the entrance of the 3 little ones, as you said, and so that's something that I hope to share from my experience, but also, as I mentioned earlier, learn from other participants as well.
What's been your biggest challenge?
Probably saying no to things that I need to say no to, and prioritizing my family over some things and work over others, and so.
And that's a big part of anybody's life, I think, isn't it? To be able to, whether it's in a work mode or family mode, to be able to say, no, I'm just overextended.
Right. And when you know when you know what's valuable to you and important to you and to your organization as well, it's easier to say no because you recognize those things that are most valuable to you.
Is that a key point, to be able to recognize the importance, whatever the importance is, whether it's work or at work, or the importance, whatever it is, in the family situation then, Dr. Greenleaf?
I would say yes, and I think that one of the things that we can do is when we begin to evaluate the things that we do on a regular basis, we can begin to think about what are some things that really need to be at the top of the list, and what are some things that maybe, if they don't happen, it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
And from personal experience then, it works most of the time, but not all the time.
Yeah, that's probably a fair statement.
Is it a learning curve? I mean, when you, well, let's say, for example, you have another addition to the family, for example. So that changes the learning curve a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, although I will say the first one was the hardest because that was the biggest change. And so there is going to be, just like entrance of a new child or the changes that happen at work and in our organizations, we can't always plan for those things. And so finding ways to adapt, to adjust is just as important as being efficient and being effective at the things that we do on a regular basis.
And that's going to be a key point that you're going to want to make too, is to how to adapt to those changes, whether family or at work, that will impact your time management skills. Right,
because we're always in a constant state of flux. Things are always changing, and the more we can adjust and adapt to our situation, the better off we'll be.
You remember the date on the presentation of the workshop, Dr. Greenleaf?
July 25th.
Okay. And it'll be a morning workshop, about 3.5 hours, I believe Sabrina said, right? Okay.
That's right.
From the Leadership Studies Department at Fort Hays State University, Assistant Professor Dr. Justin Greenleaf, our Community Connection.
Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hays on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.